Trigger warning. In this episode, we touch on mental health and harming others. If you feel like you are having a mental health crisis and need someone to talk to, dial 988 on your phone and speak to someone.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mommy First podcast.
Where you're a mommy first.
And a baddie immediately after.
It's your girl, Danny the Icon.
It's typical Tana.
And hey, it's your girl, Lila.
Yeah.
So, ladies, my good news for Mommy Still Got It is pretty much I got a new job.
Okay. Congratulations.
Well, I'm excited. Everybody else, I'm excited. I feel good.
No,
it feels like I get more money.
That's what's
I'm about to
up.
have an option to work from home.
Mhm.
So,
That's
you
nice.
know, I know
Okay.
some people listening, they might be like, why is this a Mommy Still Got It? But, you know, some things that work out in one area makes us feel good in the other area. So, you know. So real quick, because I forgot to mention, for those who are watching on YouTube, I'm sure y'all see we're doing a little temporary setup. Nothing stops. So as a mama, so nothing stops for the podcast. So, and for anybody tuning in, listening, and new to viewing, this is just a temporary setup where we're doing it virtually. So y'all got any self-care that y'all done this past week or want to do in the future?
Well, I wanted to talk about your new job. So you get to pick when you work from home, or is it like if you just don't want to go in that day, you get to work from home, or how's it work?
So, I pretty much chose my schedule, which I decided to do a hybrid, which might be sounding weird to other people. But I worked from home before, and I didn't have the type of personality to be at home every single day. So I will be working at home Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and then working in the office Wednesday and Thursday.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Those are good days to choose. Because like you get over the beginning of the week hump, and then you get to end the week at home.
Yeah.
So, that's good.
That's what's up.
I'm
What will you
glad
be doing if you don't
Hmm?
mind sharing? What will you be doing if you don't mind sharing?
So I work in medical records, and in this new position, it's still in the same department that I worked in before, but I've been kind of going up in the levels. And so I will be working with lawyers and, you know, judges and more still the same stuff I did before, but just that part of the job. So it's a lot. I'm in training right now, but you know.
Same company? Same company?
Same company. Yeah.
That's good. So you don't gotta do like a whole transition to a whole new place. And that's good. I'm like,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Praise them. Yeah.
Yes, congratulations.
Trying to find a hybrid role myself. I would love to work from home some days.
Yeah.
But my self-care, I've been on a social media break, which I think is very, very necessary.
Yes.
Social media can skew your view of life and then yourself. So it's been nice to be kind of unplugged from social media. Supposed to be ending it here soon, but I might extend it because it's been nice not being tapped into social media. But I do feel like I'm missing out on a lot that be going on. But well, it needs my mental health. I still not spend too much time on social media, and I feel like I'm behind or I'm not doing good because I see what other people are doing. Because everybody always shows like their highlights and their good moments. They never show like their struggles. So that's why I've been doing the podcast, my self-care and my mental health.
Yeah, I really support that. I used to do that like years ago because I was just like you, Danny, like seeing people and like comparing myself as far as my progress, especially when we went to college and stuff like that, and you see everybody just doing their thing. So I'm really, really glad that you're doing that so you can really focus on the things that you want to focus on. But I know during my times when I did go remote, like gone MIA, I did have at least one social media, and that was Pinterest.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I say my one is TikTok, but that's because I'm trying to monetize my TikTok. So that's why I kept that one. But Instagram and Facebook had to go because I wasn't doing much with those. And I have, I guess, like the business ones too, like the podcast, Instagram, and all of that. But as far as personal, like I wrote Instagram and Facebook, still on TikTok. So
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that does
It's
also help to give me still a little bit of a break, so I'm not completely disconnected from life.
right. Right. Have you ever read in any challenges as far as friends and family trying to look for you on Facebook and trying to get a hold of you and can't?
Not this time around. When I usually take longer ones, like last year I took one that was 6 months. Then that was a case where people were looking for me, but not so far, not now, I guess, because everybody's kind of like in their new year, kind of like focused on ourselves. I didn't know is I have like a lot of messenger messages that I never responded to because I'm also kind of, since I don't go to Facebook, I don't really go to Messenger as much.
Right.
So I'm just now replying to some messages because I just seen them today. So I'm like, oh shoot. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I'm on social media break. I didn't realize I didn't respond to you. But
Yeah.
nobody's looking for me yet. But if I make it longer, they'll probably be looking for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not missing nothing, I promise.
At all.
I feel like I am. I haven't seen what's new with the little baddies. That's what I feel like I'm missing.
Chad.
That's why I'm most
Oh,
excited about
yeah.
getting back to see you on Facebook.
It's definitely important to, make sure that you got to do what you have to do for your mental health. Mental health is very, very, very important. And while we're on that topic, we should definitely, jump into that because, like, I don't know if y'all, have been seeing it, but like here lately, I've been seeing a lot of, like on the news, a lot of, stories about mothers like killing their kids.
Oh.
And like that's very disheartening because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you go through, the 9 months of, carrying a child and then you have a
Mm-hmm.
child and, you go through, the years of raising your
Mm-hmm.
child and, bonding with your child and then to turn around and kill your child or your children.
Mm.
Like I just don't understand. And I guess that does have something to do with, your mental health because it's not easy being a mother. And I know we say it all the time,
Yeah.
motherhood is not easy. Like a lot of people make it look good,
Yeah.
on
Uh,
social media and they make it, you know, look good. But, behind the scenes, it's not easy at all.
what do
They,
they say? Everything that's sparkle ain't gold.
yeah, for real, and that's real life because it's not. It is it's not. It's hard work. It really is. Um,
Has anything happened recently with mother?
so I mean, I know here, the young mother that killed her two sons. Um, and then I believe there was an incident in Colorado. A mother killed her two children.
And get some background on those stories in case like the listeners haven't heard about it.
Because
So
I have this is new.
Yeah.
so the one here, um, it was a young mother. She um killed her two sons. They were, I believe, 9 and 7.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Um, or 9 and 6, I'm sorry. And um, the mom was pretty much just saying that it was an accident. But like the neighbors are the ones that heard the shots. They called, the police. And they saw her like scrubbing the floor, like she was cleaning up something and she was like real distraught. And Um, when the police got there, then they saw both of the boys. And, she was basically just saying, like, like, I would never do anything like that, you know, um, unless somebody pretty much like made her do it or, got in her head and coerced her into doing it.
They
Or
saying like voices in her head or something.
manipulated her, to doing it. And she was like, and that's what happened. I'm not sure who manipulated her, to
Right,
do
like is
it.
it a real person or is like voices in her
Right,
head?
right. I'm not sure. And it hasn't actually, come out as to
Mhm.
what that reason was. Um, but the lady in Colorado, she killed her two children, um, because of a, divorce.
Oh,
Um, a divorce settlement, I believe is what it was. It says that she killed the 9-year-old daughter, her 9-year-old daughter, and her 7-year-old son. She initially had called the police and said that, there was a burglary. And so when the police had shown up to, the house, they saw her and she was injured. And she has an 11-year-old daughter that was also injured. Um, and the daughter, was hospitalized and they were both treated like, they were burglar victims. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but it did say that the claims of the burglary was unfounded. And so then that's when they went to try to go arrest her, but to um she had fled to Britain. But they don't know why. So
Okay, I was about to ask, like, why she do it? What was the divorce thing
they
to do
don't
with?
know. She was found in the UK. But they did say that her and her, husband had been going through like a years long divorce case. And so they was thinking that maybe that was the reason that she decided
oh,
to,
so they're speculating. She
yeah,
didn't get.
yeah, because I guess because of the divorce and whatever was going to come of that. So, like,
I wonder during this divorce process who was filing for full custody.
Right.
it might have been dad. I mean,
Mm,
she was like mid 30s, so like 35, like around our age.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because I
and
feel like it was a similar story I saw, but the man, the husband, I think like the mom got full custody of the kids. I think he killed everybody. I think he killed the mom and the kids. I think like the mom got full custody and he was mad about it. So
mhm,
I think he killed them. So another similar story that of a divorce scenario that was
mhm,
causing them to hurt the kids. That's sad. I
It's
haven't heard about that one. I heard about the one in Shepherdsville though.
mhm.
And
And
what's
that
crazy
mm,
was,
about that one is she really portrayed herself on social media as like a really good
yeah,
mom.
yeah,
see,
yeah.
see.
On social media, like she was always with her kids. Her kids looked, clean and healthy. They were fitted.
Mhm.
Were they?
Um,
Did they look happy?
they
Did they?
looked happy. Yeah. And I don't know.
But they
How,
said CPS was calling her a lot. That's things people don't
Oh,
know.
you said
Mhm.
huh.
CPS was calling her a lot?
They said the CPS was called to the house a lot.
Oh,
I
okay.
never heard the details on why they were called or what was going on, but
Right. And yeah, I did hear that because they was sitting her saying that they failed them basically. So I don't
yeah,
know if she had, mental issues. I don't know if she had,
it sounds like it
It,
to
hurt
me.
them before or threatened to hurt them and they just dismissed it because usually like I've never had, CPS called on me or anything, but working with
Mhm.
children, I've had I've endured, CPS and, other children having to go through CPS, and stuff like that. I've seen where, people call CPS on people just because they're jealous. Which, that's nothing to play with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, they'll come in, they'll talk to the children, they'll, look them over, see if there's any bruises on them or anything like that. See how they're dressed. They'll talk to their teacher and, see how they are in class and, how the parent is. But, if they don't see anything, then they kind of
Can't do
let it
nothing.
go. Yeah. They can't do anything. But that kind of reminds me of the Gabriel Fernandez story that was on Netflix.
I didn't watch that, but I know what you're talking about. I have a very soft spot for kids, so when cruelty happens to kids, I can't really watch.
I
I had
know.
to stop following the Shepherd's Book Girl story because it was really breaking my heart. I don't like hearing bad things happening to kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That definitely, hurt my heart. And I'm just like, I had to love on my baby because I'm like,
We're not going to ever understand it.
I know you're not. And I don't know.
So I wonder, and particularly with mental health, have you all ever been in a situation, not to the extreme of murder or anything, but as a person on the outside looking in, have y'all ever been in a situation where y'all noticed signs about any associates or family members or friends that may have been on the verge of like a mental breakdown or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of people have mental breakdowns, and I never want to say I get it, but I can see how someone who might not be as mentally strong or stable or resilient, how motherhood can get the best of them. Like, I feel like motherhood can bring out the best in you, can bring out the worst in you, and it can really stress you out to the point that you're just like, I can't do this no more. And it's really just how you are mentally on how you react after that, which is why like we understand the stress of motherhood. We understand how hard it can be, especially when you're doing it alone. She's doing it by herself. Like it's a lot with 2 kids. It's a lot. And I think we've all had those moments where we're just kind of like, I can't do this no more. I can't take it. But we're just not type of people or in a mental place where we would ever hurt our kids to that extent.
Right.
But so I get how overwhelming motherhood can be. And if you aren't a mentally strong mother, if you don't have the resource to get help that you need, I can see how it can overtake you and you can possibly do things that are extreme.
You probably never imagine you would have done years before becoming a mom.
But before becoming a mom, before becoming a mom, ain't no telling.
Yeah,
I promise you, ain't no telling. But
yeah, because motherhood really changes you, and you don't even know what to expect. Like you literally, no matter how much people could prepare, you never know what to expect until you actually get into it.
Right. And then a
kind
lot of people.
Sorry, go ahead, Lila.
No, I was just gonna say, like a lot of people, they often say what they would and would not do. But until you're in that situation, like, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I mean, how come you can't handle 2 kids? 2 kids, that seemed like that'd be easy,
Right.
And then a lot of people they have, they'll go to the extreme of, well, you knew what you was getting yourself into. You
You
laid
never
up and you
do.
had 2 kids, but it's not.
And I would say
It's
I'm a
not that
never say
simple.
never type of person because you literally just do not know. Like you
Right.
literally do not know ever. I never thought that I would ever yell at your son. I do. I never thought that he would ever get a whooping. He's gotten whoopings before. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like we could plan and say I never want to do this. This is how I want to
Right.
be, but you just never know how you're gonna react in certain situations.
Exactly.
You just have to prayerfully be able to get through it productively and not do anything too crazy.
Right.
But it gets tough. You never know what to expect with motherhood. There's no book that can really try to prepare you.
Exactly.
That's what I do love about us, that we try to have an open space that's non-judgmental and that is realistic and relatable, because these are things people don't talk about. Like
Right.
people bring up motherhood like it's peaches and rainbows. Nobody talks about how hard it is. Nobody will ever say, I can understand if you're emotionally strong how motherhood could overtake you. People be scared to say things like that. Because they think people gonna paint them as a bad mom, or like, oh my God, you never don't need kids, but you just don't really know how hard motherhood is unless you are a mom.
Yeah.
Right.
And even farther, and if you're in certain circumstances, like I don't think stay-at-home mom with a husband who pays all the bills know what I go through, and I don't know what she goes through, because we have two different motherhood experiences.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true. But I have heard of a mother who, is married, but she still felt like she was single because she was doing everything by herself, even though she had a husband. She was still cooking and cleaning and, tending to the child and the husband,
That's a
but
good topic. Note that down.
she's she still felt like she was a single mother.
Yeah.
And that can be stressful. I feel like that's even more stressful than being, just a regular single mother,
Yeah, because when
single,
you
like
marry,
nobody anywhere.
You a married single mama, you know that there's somebody that could be there, but they're just not there.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you have somebody in your house every day, and they're just not helping you how it's supposed to be. At least us, we like, okay, it's what it is. We do this every day.
Right. So it's crazy. And I just don't. I don't know exactly what she was going through. I don't know if she had, or any of them, any of the mothers. I don't know if they had anybody, to talk to. They had an outlet anywhere, or if they even knew where to start, or if they felt like, well, if I go and say, that I can't do this anymore, or I need help, then they feel like they failed as a mother, or somebody's gonna paint them to be, a bad mother or an unfit mother.
Yeah. And that's also following people who are around these moms, like be a support system. Don't give them a place where they feel like they're going to be judged, or where they're not going to get help, or where they feel like if they speak up on this, you're going to try to take their kids instead of getting them help. Which that could have been fear of her. She could have been scared somebody's going to try to take her kid.
Yeah.
Not saying she should have did that, of course not, but it's kind of like people need help. People get the resources they need, or if people need to seek out the resources they need.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking on CPS though, have y'all seen there was a video of a little girl who was a little chunkier, and her parents gave her Slim Tea for Christmas as a joke?
No, and that's not a joke.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, but there was an update that their kids got taken away by CPS. Yeah. It was a big outrage on that.
Was I supposed to say that?
You made me think of it when you said, because CPS, they're not gonna take your kids unless they have a reason. So people are divided. They're like, it's not that serious to take them over to Slim Tea. And I'm like, it's probably not just the Slim Tea. It's probably a lot more along with it, because CPS ain't gonna take your kids just because you gave them Slim Tea for Christmas and posted it on social media. Like, there must be some more evidence that they have that these kids need to be in a different environment.
Exactly.
It's hard to see emotional and mental abuse. So it's signs like that where you have to kind of, click on that light bulb and at least zero in to, okay, what's going on? At least pay attention to avoid any other circumstances escalating.
And I mean, I feel like if you're gonna give your child Slim Tea for Christmas, you'll go to the extreme of starving them.
What do they look like?
Because they don't need to eat.
They look like they probably should have took it. I don't know.
You are silly.
Yeah, I don't know, child. These parents nowadays, again, social media will skew your view of certain things when it comes to parenting, or what's a good parent and what's not. And like
Yeah.
how I said, the mom from here, she was portraying herself as a good mom, and she didn't kill the kids. It's kind of like,
Mhm.
and this family, they think it's funny to post on TikTok that they're giving their daughter slim tea for Christmas. Like, I don't know what's going on with families nowadays. People just need to get help, and people need to like tap in to like reality, like real life. Like, this is, you really have somebody's future, mental health, personality, everything in your hands. Like, you really need to be more aware and cognizant of how you are moving and what you're doing, and make sure you're getting the help. Because if you're not well, how are your kids gonna be well?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
I had a lot of friends who didn't have kids, but always would talk about that baby fever and next steps. And I would just straight up tell them, I see what's going on with you now as far as how you're mentally handling things.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Mm-hmm.
care of that before you
Mm-hmm.
explore those next steps. At least that can minimize all the things that we don't have control over that comes into our life, especially when we're
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And
whew,
be open to finding help,
mm,
and
Definitely.
know when to know those signs that you need help, especially
Mhm.
after you have kids. Postpartum is real. Postpartum
Very
mhm,
lasts a
real.
long time after having kids. It
Facts.
never really goes away if you ask me.
What
So
you said, for
yeah,
real. What you
no, like
said.
really.
what was mentioned in episode 1, season 1? Look back at it, y'all.
For
But
real.
yeah, most definitely. So definitely get yourself right mentally. Like, don't rush into having kids. Like, seriously. Like, you'll never be 100% ready,
Right.
but definitely there's some things you should fix within yourself before
Mhm.
you jump into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your
definitely.
mental, especially,
And
because it's very
also,
taxing.
if you do start the steps of reaching out to resources, don't give up,
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
it can kind of get hard or tedious or frustrating trying to seek out those resources, but eventually the door is going to open for
Mhm.
that resource that will help you through whatever challenge it is. So don't give up. Oh,
Please
Yeah.
don't. And
You see
just,
how Lala said last time she had to try a couple of therapists before she found one that actually worked.
mm-hmm. I feel you, girl.
yes.
Yeah.
And from a mother who literally, I mentioned it last season, from a mother who literally had a like mental breakdown. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't an extreme case of, a mental
Mm-hmm.
breakdown, but it was enough to
Mm-hmm.
get me to
Mm-hmm.
realize, like, hey, you got a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You need to get it together. You
Yeah.
don't got time. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. And
And
when you realize
so,
that, do something as soon as you realize. Don't let it hold
exactly,
off until it gets to a point. Because if
for
if
real.
you let it keep holding off and pass on, it's not going to just go away. Then you might end up getting to
Exactly.
that point where you might do something that you're going to regret later on in life.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
So
I
get
had
help
to,
as soon as you can,
yeah, I had
for
to get on
sure.
it ASAP because there was no other way.
Yeah.
Like, no, no.
Yeah.
We're proud
But
of you
thank you.
for being
But
open and realizing that.
it's definitely important to just take care, of your mental health because like mental health is an act of self-love. So
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have to realize that, you know, you're worthy of being loved. You're worthy of, having peace of mind. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of times we go through, those struggles, but we can't let them define us. And,
Mm-hmm.
so many times, people are scared to get help because, there's doctors out here that's so quick to label you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they're scared of those, those labels. But, even if they do label you, you don't have to be, your mental illness. Just because
Right.
they label you, as schizophrenic, you don't have to be schizophrenic. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just
Right.
because they label you as, they try to say that you have severe depression or
Bipolar.
something like that, or label you bipolar or something like that. That you don't have to be bipolar. You can, definitely grab it by the neck and
I realize it doesn't have a look. There's so many people that you probably know or that you pass on the street that have these diagnoses that you would never know. Like,
yeah.
I think it's another thing that like society likes to paint like certain mental illnesses or things like that as like people are crazy and they're erratic and they're da. And it's like
Yeah.
normal people have these conditions.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
people go through every day with bipolar disorder or depression or whatever have you.
Right.
Like don't so don't be afraid. Like say it's not all who you are.
Right.
It's just a
Right.
part of you. And it's
Right.
how you go about it and how you live your life that really defines who you are and how you're handling your mental health.
There was a quote that I saw by John Green. It says, "There is hope even when your brain tells you there isn't."
Oh, I like that.
I like that I like that a lot. Yeah.
I like that. That's really nice. Okay. Thank you for that. That's a great closer to that topic. So something a little lighter. Not that that was heavy, but a little lighter topic. We get into the hot topic. Talk about Miss Halle Bailey, who is a very hot topic. Our Little Mermaid. Did y'all see she had a baby?
Yes.
A little
Yeah.
son, little Halo with
Little
DDG.
Merman. No,
A Little Merman with DDG, who is a YouTuber turned rapper. But it was a lot going on with that leading up to it because she just announced it like a couple weeks ago. But people have been speculating for like months about if she was pregnant, if she's not pregnant, because she would come to like premieres or like events with like poofy dresses, or she'll take pictures. You can tell she's covering her stomach, or she's wearing something loose fitting, or she's like turned around, and people always try to like pinpoint like she's pregnant. She ain't not telling them she's pregnant. People even got to the extreme like during Christmas. There was a video that they shared. Like I said, DDG's a YouTuber, so I don't know if he posted on his page, but there was like one part where it was they heard a baby crying in the background, and somebody was like, cut.
Yeah.
And then what else did they say? They said when Halle was getting up, you could tell she just had a baby because she's in pain. And there was another one. The most extreme one, besides hearing the baby cry, was they looked up an old interview from DDG where he said if he had a baby, he would name it Halo. They zoomed in on somebody holding a present, and the present said Halo on it.
Wow.
I'm like, first of all, y'all did a lot to be zooming in
A
on
lot.
to see that it says Halo on the present.
They are too invested.
Way too invested, and it's like, why? I see that so many times with celebrities who will purposely not try to. Again, social media, people are mean. I saw somebody say they would like to be, they want to be an influencer, be social media famous. They don't want to be like with the millions of followers because that's when people get mean and people want to see you lose. There's like a certain threshold where people will still support you and you can still be successful. When you get too big, people start wanting to try to break you down. It's just crazy. I see all the time. I've seen it with Kylie Jenner. I've seen it with Lyra Galore. Like she's like a model, like an Instagram model. People are trying to like figure out if she was pregnant, and it's like people are always trying to figure out Beyonce. Like when people don't share if they're pregnant, people are always trying to pick. It's like, is she pregnant? Let's figure it out. Let's look at the clues. And it's like, why won't you let these people announce on their own time? Because people are cruel, people are mean, people get stressed.
Yes.
Pregnancy stressful in general. It's a lot on your body. People could be high risk. People could not want to share their pregnancy.
Right.
So like, why are you trying to force this person to reveal something so personal, first of all, and something so crucial and critical that the stress could harm them or the baby?
Yeah, definitely. Because I know I saw one video where they was just talking about how, her nose was wide. Like, oh, she got that pregnancy nose. And she's like, I'm Black. I have a Black nose.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, why do you even have to go through that? Like, why do you even have to do that? What?
Like, why? Like, what are you getting out of it?
What does it benefit you? Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whether she is or isn't. And then, people was talking about how they was, disappointed because she was having a baby with DDG and they didn't feel like, She should have had a baby by him. He's done, embarrassed her,
See how
publicly
people react. This is
and
probably
stuff like
her
that. And I'm
happiest
like,
moment of life. Like she's probably ecstatic, elated. She's probably so happy to be a mom. And here are people
right.
trying to ruin it for her. That's probably why she
Right.
didn't want to share it.
And I'm
Because people are
like,
so negative.
yeah, I'm like, misery loves company. I'm like, yo, your baby daddy must have embarrassed you
Mm-hmm.
real bad. Because why are you in her business? Like, let her live.
And
Let her think about who
people
she's gonna
also
baby
don't
back.
realize that some people might choose to hide a pregnancy for other experiences before, like
Mm-hmm.
miscarriages and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
born, and that is a situation where if that happens to you, you don't want to relive it off of everybody asking you, where's the baby? Where's the baby?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's huge reasons why people want to wait. I was one of them. I waited with Irie's pregnancy. Well, yeah, me having Irie until a week after he was born.
No.
Because I did not want that added stress. And Irie's, was hard on my body. So it was very relaxing to hide that from social media and for the first couple of months I hid it from my family. So it was very peaceful in that sense.
How'd you do that? Like, how did you manage? Well, you don't really post on social media anyway, do you?
Not my kids, not that much.
Do you
No,
post
but
yourself? Like, how are you able to manage still being on social media like normal, still being around people like normal without them finding out? Like, how did you?
well, my social life did decrease when I was pregnant with Irie. But when it came to like the reveals and the baby showers, I literally had to tell everybody multiple times, do not post anything. We would like to keep this secret until we tell you all to, post or congratulate, whatever you do. Do not post. My best friend almost fucked up. I was like, girl, but I had to really be strict on those that I did share it with. And then, yeah, I was just making sure I wasn't being seen. And if I seen somebody, I went the other way. So
You know what's weird? Quick, a little side note, but kind of about people want to post stuff. It's so weird when somebody has their baby, people won't be the first one to like post a picture of the baby that's not the parent. My niece went through that. Like she had to tell people something, don't post a picture of my baby that I just had her. And it's like, why do you want to be the first person to post them as a kid? Like, why don't you let that person post their kid? Like, why are you so excited, so hyped to post to your friends on Facebook somebody else's baby? That's so weird to me. Like, why should I say that? That's weird.
That happened to me. That
yeah.
happened to me. So, like, for the first couple of months of my pregnancy, especially getting through that first trimester, my family didn't know either.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Facebook didn't know, nobody knew. And so because I was so small, even when I was 6 months, you could barely, even tell. But people didn't really know. I posted a post saying that I was pregnant, maybe at like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, when you start
Yeah,
showing
but that was it.
Yeah.
And when I had them, people was coming up to the hospital, and stuff like that, see the baby. They was taking pictures with him, like selfies, like with him, and then posting it. And
But
my mama, my sisters, all of them, take them down right
Yeah.
now because nobody told y'all to post anything. And people
Did
was
they look
getting
at you funny when you said that?
well, my mom and my sister was handling it.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
like, Kenny was handling it and telling them to take stuff down because
Good.
it was
That's
like,
good.
how are you going to post something before I even post something? Like, I
Yeah.
haven't even posted anything. I barely even got to hold my baby that good. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because he was in and out of, the little NICU, whatever, because
Mm-hmm.
his, body temperature wouldn't stay where it needed to be. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, I barely even got to, love on my baby good enough.
Right.
Y'all posting everything on Facebook. I'm like, really? Like I said, your
People like
child.
to people like to vicariously live through other people's lives. So I think they just, I don't know.
I was very upset. So I think that if I do have another child, it's gonna be private. Like
I was gonna ask that, like for
nobody's
future
gonna know.
pregnancies, which
Nobody's
I
gonna
like
know that
lighter.
I'm pregnant. Um, hopefully I'm married.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm married. Um, but nobody's gonna know. It's not gonna be on social media. When I have the baby, I'm gonna tell, my family, don't tell nobody that I done had the baby.
Yeah.
They'll find out on social media. The people that are really close to me, you know, they're gonna be there. And
That's something I want to do in the future.
if
Like I think
not,
I
they can
want to
wait.
keep my future pregnancies private. I don't know how to work with the podcast, but we'll figure out a way to keep it private with the videos. Have to do like the Cosby Show where they have like the big pillow in front of the belly or something. I don't
That's
know.
silly.
But if you do think I want to keep future pregnancies private, because I don't
And
know, because kind of like, why do y'all need to know what's going on with me being pregnant? Like, why y'all
right,
need to know my y'all people who need to know will know because it's people who check on me often and
right,
they'll know what's going on. Why I need to tell
exactly.
my
Pretty much. Yeah.
1,000 Facebook friends what's going on with my
Exactly.
pregnancy. I mean, it was fun for the first time, but now it's kind of like I don't even see why I even did all that. Like, I
Mhm.
wish I kind of would just like kept it to
Yeah.
myself because it's such a personal, passionate moment. So it's kind of like something you want to keep within yourself. Because like, why do you need to share? Because you don't know who's wishing negative on you and your child.
Right.
You don't know
Exactly.
who's
Yes,
happy, who's upset, who has a problem, who's talking about you,
definitely.
who giving that negative energy. So it's like you don't want to open that up during that time. Like I would want to keep it to the people who really love me and care, and
Mhm.
something to experience without worrying about what people are thinking or what people are saying or feel like I need to show like, oh, let me update them what's going on. Kind of like that kind of moment.
That's so true. Yeah, definitely.
That's what I think I'll do in the future. But yeah, that's just crazy that they feel the need to. I can be a celebrity, man.
I
Mm-mm.
know.
At all.
I know.
They was literally doing the most to figure it out. And I'm like, leave this girl alone. Let her announce what she wants to announce it. I
Yeah.
don't like that. People just want to be the one of be like the first one. Like I told y'all she was pregnant. It's like, okay, good, great.
Right.
Want a
You
cookie?
knew because you're Snoop. Congratulations. Now what?
Right.
Now what? You just took that moment from her to announce her. She might want to announce in a special way. Like you don't know. She might want
Mhm.
to drop a song for her child to announce the pregnancy. Like you don't know what she wanted to do with that.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of like you robbed her of that. That sucks. People are weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
True.
But yeah, moral of the story: people mind your business. Let people
Yeah.
live. Let people go through wherever they're going through. Like Tom was saying, you don't know. This could be like a health reason. They could be not want to announce it because they could have not had successful pregnancy in the past, and they don't want to announce it too early or announce it and then have to deal with the explanation of why there's no baby. Like you just don't
Yeah.
know people's reasonings behind it. So mind your business. Let people announce when they want to announce, and keep your eyes on your own paper.
Exactly.
Very good. That's it.
Mind the business that pays you.
Exactly. Y'all ain't getting paid, so I don't know what y'all gonna do.
And Danny, it made me laugh because you was talking about the pillow. So now when we back on the couch, you can't be holding no pillows because
I'm just on the pillow every
they
episode.
immediately gonna think, oh,
I'm
you
holding the pillow
pregnant.
every. I'm holding the pillow every episode from here on out. Yeah, I would never know when it happens. Tana, interior decorator, get on it. Get us some big pillows.
They
Some
watching now.
big pillows. I got y'all. In the midst of all of that, hiding stuff, it's uh nice to, bring it back as far as the moms who are here to share the good and the bad. And that's something I want to do in my mommy moments. And I am going through a new space with my teenager or soon to be teenager. As in season 1, I mentioned that she has a boyfriend, but she can't say it. He's a boy, he's a boyfriend. But she still talks about him. So, she has been dating this guy for like 5 months.
That's a long time.
It is.
Right. And winter break came, and it I don't know what happened. Maybe the separation, but he started acting funny. And for, I guess it was 2 weeks of the winter break, when they came back to school, they had a little talk. She asked, "Do you want to still be in this?" He was like, "I don't know. I don't know. I don't know." So he did that for a while. I'll say like another week. And so she finally was like, "Look, you either know my worth or not. Do you want to be with me?"
That's right, girl.
She's here now. Hey, baby.
I heard that.
Sorry. But he ended up saying, "Well, I like you, but I don't like you. So it's best that we are not together." I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her because right here, I'm like, what? Do we need to run up on him? I'm being her little supportive friend in this, regardless if I don't want her to use the term boyfriend. I still care about her feelings and how she feels. So I was talking to her saying, you dodged a bullet. No man should ever, or no guy should ever string you along. Telling her, if she feels, dang it, I'm gonna have to drive with this. But if she feels like, she misses him, it's okay. It's normal. You can talk about, that feeling of missing him. And she was like, I already went through it. I'm good. So I'm proud of her because she handled it way better than I did at that. But that's my mommy moment, supporting my daughter through her first breakup. So
that's good. If you help her through that, y'all remember y'all first breakup?
Huh?
Y'all remember y'all first breakup?
Yes.
Did y'all do the breaking up, or they did?
They did. And would y'all consider elementary breakups?
Well, I first break up, I think, about middle school, and I did the breaking up.
Really, Danny? You was the savage?
Yeah. I have no reason to. I just didn't want to no more.
How'd you break up with them? Do you remember?
I was like, I don't want to be shoot you no more. I don't want to be your girlfriend no more. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
I broke up with a guy in middle school too.
See?
But it was because he was doing a little bit too much in middle school. Like
weird one.
I found out that his mom found a condom in his gym bag because he was a basketball player. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so yeah, we're not doing this, bro.
Yeah, not at all.
And I broke up with him on Valentine's Day.
Dang, I wasn't that savage, but okay.
He gave me my bird. He gave me my bird and my candy and all this other stuff. And then when we went to lunch, I wrote him a note and I was like, we done.
Not the note.
Couldn't even tell him to his face. Dang.
She couldn't worry about it. I need to get out.
I didn't know how.
Well, that's good. I'm glad Emery has healed that.
Yeah. And
there's plenty more cooler guys in the future.
You're already talking about some. She got a little cutie. Cutie.
I love it.
Hey, right.
Girl, no, y'all, like I said, she knows her worth. You got options. Awesome. Don't let that little lame little boy step you back. You don't know what he's missing. And don't let him come back either, Emery.
Right.
Can leave him where he at. We'll have a hussy he with now. It's another hussy, is what it is.
And kudos to you, Mama.
Yeah, because
I didn't know how I would have went through that.
I was younger. Mom, I still I still acted like I was a virgin for a very long time. So boyfriends in that sense, I didn't have that space with my mama. So I knew me as a mom and having a daughter. Can you roll up the window, girl? Sorry. That I wanted to make sure she was supported. It's hard. Breakups can be hard, but I wanted to be there for her.
That's good.
But you're obviously, teaching her about self-worth, self-worth and, all of that. So that's really awesome. And
I want to make her
you being the only one with the daughter.
well, I was gonna say I want to make sure I teach my son that too.
Definitely. Yeah. But that's definitely motivation, for those who have daughters and don't have that type of relationship, with their daughters. And then also, like you said, with your son, that's very important that they learn that at a young age, because you don't want them to get 30 and they still just settling for, the BS,
Right.
because they don't know their worth. So that's awesome. Great job, Mom.
Thank you, y'all.
And tell Emery the podcast aunties, they proud of them.
They proud of you.
All right. So where y'all been? Where y'all take y'all kids recently? Anybody took their kid outside lately?
I did. I took my baby to Jurassic Quest. I think that's what it was called. Because I've been screwing that name up the whole time. I done said Dino Quest, Jurassic World, everything. So I think it's Jurassic Quest. So it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Honestly,
I'm supposed to take notes on. I'm glad I didn't. Go ahead. What happened?
It was cool, but it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
What did you think it was gonna be, and then what was it?
I thought it was just gonna be like really extravagant. I thought they was gonna have, all of these like moving dinosaurs. I thought there was gonna be a lot more interaction with dinosaurs and stuff like that. But it really wasn't. They had people dressed as the dinosaur, like in a dinosaur costume. They had people dressed in a dinosaur costume, and then they had like some dinosaur like rides.
Like what you said?
Like roller coaster?
No, it's like you just sit on the dinosaur and it just
like but it's a dinosaur.
It's just and I'm just a mechanical dinosaur.
Was it extravagantly priced?
Huh?
Right. Did he have fun?
He did have fun. He mostly had fun. Mainly he had fun in the bouncy houses.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I could have for that price, right? It was like 35 something for like the wristband, the unlimited rides and
unlimited
jump, right. So it was like 35 for that, and then
you paid
adults had to pay 22. So it was 35 for the kid for the unlimited wristband, and then 22 for the adult.
That's so stupid. I hate they charge adults for kids stuff. Like I can't ride that ride. What am I paying for?
Exactly. And literally like
at least what am I paying $22? I'll pay a little 10, but 22
right
for what?
For that price, I could have just took him to the jump park.
Right.
Yeah.
And dressed him up like a dinosaur.
Or you could dress like a dinosaur.
For that price. I'm gonna be a dinosaur. Like
that's funny.
Well, he had the experience.
Yeah, he did get the experience.
Can't put a price on experience.
Right.
and
on memories.
I took Irie last year and he was scared shitless from the moment we got to the place to like scan in. And I was like, baby, 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 I got you. But for me, I think it was like 75, like total 75, 90. I don't remember, but it was a lot. And I was like, I just paid this whole price, please. I got you. So, but he got through it. But yeah. I was like, nope, I can't do it.
Right.
That's worse when you pay for something, the kid don't want to participate.
Mm-hmm.
I took Joe Sign. We was in Indianapolis, took him to the Children's Museum. You know, it's like 3 levels. We only got to like the second one because he was ready to go. I'm like, I paid off this morning.
I know it.
For the Children's Museum, we're going through every level. And he was so ready to go. He was not having none of it. That's okay.
He didn't like the train?
Let's go. Huh?
He didn't like the trains?
Girl, did we even do the train? I don't even know we did that much, child. I ain't even. Yeah, it was the weekend of Yada's wedding. That's when we went.
Okay.
You know, he was with me.
Yeah.
And he was not having it. I was like, okay, well, whatever. We can leave. Let's go. I went back and wrote anyway. But it was like, with all these levels, we only got to the first 2. There's like 2 more to go. Okay, whatever.
Wow.
We can leave.
The next time, just take a play date. It might be a different experience. With another kid.
Yeah. I do want to take him again. And now he's a little bit older. He might, like it a little better. He was still kind of young at the time, but that's the worst from the kid. You pay money for something, the kid don't want to do it.
It is worse, yeah.
I was literally trying to be enthusiastic, and we was reading about the dinosaurs, and I was like, baby, right. Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he's like, okay, mommy. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Okay. All right, so we can go ahead and get into our last segment, which is the let it out. Of course, again, if y'all have anything y'all want to let out, y'all can email us at mommyfirstpodcast@gmail.com. Any kind of testimonials, venting, anything you want to say. Of course, like we mentioned in the first episode, we are incorporating my affirmation card, my Hey Mama affirmation card. So we will draw another one. And put from the middle again.
Nah, get that left.
This side?
Left.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the left.
You know, my left is different than your left. So I'll do it this way. Okay. Okay. This one says, hey, mama, you inspire your children to embrace their authentic selves. Yes. That's actually works very great for Tana's story about how she's supporting Emery. That's actually a great one for you. But any thoughts on that affirmation?
Absolutely. Like for real, because one of my quotes that I found, I think in high school, that's just stuck with me for till this day, is the biggest challenge is for you to be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to change you. And so I love the fact of, supporting and pushing for your children to be their authentic self. It makes things easier, at least in my opinion. It makes things easier in the motherhood aspect because you know what to expect from your children. So, yeah, I like that. I like that card.
Lala, do you have the same thing? I was going to make a note. Is there anything that you might have envisioned for your kids before you got pregnant that is like different now? I think about that all the time. It was definitely like another like quote I had saw that was saying something about parenting, that you always got to remember to always love your kids, even if they're not how you picture them to be. Because I definitely was the one where I would have like ideal, my kid's going to be like this, my kid's going to be like that. And he's not like, how I expected. I didn't expect to have a little temper tantrum kid or somebody who has like kids like little anger problems a little bit for a 3-year-old, like they all do. But he is, very angry, has tantrums. I thought I was going to raise my kid to be so well-mannered and not have tantrums at all. And he was going to be able to vocalize his emotions, and he's not. So it's kind of like, that's something that I'll kind of beat myself up about. That was kind of like, dang, I want him to be like this, and I messed up, made him like this. But it's kind of like, it's just who he is. He's not going to be the picture of the kid in my head. He's going to be himself. to have like
Right.
realized and be able to embrace and still love him, even if he's not the perfect kid that I picture him to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
All right.
This time around, y'all cheers for me because I don't have a wine
Oh
cup.
yeah. Keep forgetting about the cheers. Yeah. Probably okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Well, that is all we have today. So until next time, thank you for listening to the Mommy First podcast.
For your mommy first.
And a baddie immediately after.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.